Guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Ian at All Out Adventure Scotland, and welcome back to the second episode of my four-part mini-series on stand-up paddleboarding. Today's episode was going to be focusing on how to get into the water for the first time, carrying the board in safely, heading out onto our knees and then standing up, hopefully for the first time as well. We'll go through different manoeuvrability options and how we steer the board once we're on our feet, and how we manoeuvre, get ourselves in a straight line, and how we actually manoeuvre the board. We talked about the kit and equipment, all the various places that you can go and get the kit and equipment in the previous episode. So if you haven't checked that out, check it out on my stream of videos. And then obviously moving into the third episode, we're going to look at water rescue, how we get ourselves back onto the board and stuff. So look out for that next video, and I hope you enjoy this one. So yep, let's get after it. So guys, you've got your board blown up, you're pretty much good to go. You've done all your checks, you've got your paddle. Like I said, they'll come in two parts. Normally it's just a clip in, screw bolt, press, push, and you'll hear the audible click. You've got the paddle shaft itself, you've got the paddle, and then you've got the T-bar at the top. You'll notice by the direction of it, the curved shape of it, that's the side it's going to be going into the water. And normally if there's any kind of decals, they'll be facing away from you once you're on the paddle. So it's pretty self-explanatory once you're on. And we'll go out onto the water on our knees on the board. All right, these things will skite away from you. And if you're at the edge of the water, there's concrete, rocks and all that about, you're only setting up for disaster. So safety first. We'll carry the board down to the water, and then we're going to enter in on our knees. Sizing up the paddle for the first time then. So once we're on our knees in the water, we want to be sort of in that position, so it's the old bicycle stance, both hands over grip, and then we're using it this side, okay, nice and easy. And then we swap to our side, and then we're driving with the shoulders. You'll notice if you're doing it right, because this is a shoulder workout and you'll feel the triceps, all right. If you're starting to use your biceps and bring it into it, you're doing the old canoeing type method, which is not the way we're going to be doing it. So we'll go into that when we actually go into the water. So first thing you're going to do, obviously you're going to have your life jacket on at this point when you're thinking about going into the water. You're going to get your ankle strap on. Most important, obviously, if you're starting to get into lochs and rivers and canals and stuff and there's a bit of flow, you come off the board. You don't want this board floating away from you because you're not going to catch it up, especially a life jacket on. It's really difficult to swim. So get your ankle strap on, your safety cord, make sure that's attached, secured at the back of the board, and then onto your feet as well. First thing you're going to do then, so you enter the water, off nice and calm, onto the centre of the board. You can tell the centre of the board, there's normally a carry strap here in the middle. Yep, and that's you centralised to the board. And then, like I said, it's bicycle grip, and then you're driving with the shoulders. Yep, 3 each side to keep the paddleboard kind of central to your line of direction, and keep it nice and close into the side of the board as well. Okay. One thing I forgot to mention when it comes to standing up, and I'll just do this whilst we're on dry land as well. Once we go to size the paddle, so T-bar off, quick release at the top there, just undo it, and then we're going to go full arm, stretch your arm all the way to the top, full reach, and then we close it off again. And this is the length that you're going to need once you're actually standing up, because ultimately you're going to end up with about this much of the paddle in the water. So when it comes to driving forward, you'll notice that once we get out, okay? But yeah, you can either go out like this. I prefer to have it closed off, stand up, and then reach it out, but you'll get that as you get experience and you can start to find your feet on it, and you will find out how difficult it is just to get up onto your feet for the first time. It works a lot with the core and then the stability, and there's a lot of balance involved. So you've got out onto the water for the first time, you're going to be in this position here, on your knees, keeping the board central with the strap in the middle of the knees, going along, happy days. Yeah, you've found your rhythm and you want to stand up for the first time. First thing you're going to do, paddle down, both hands there. Now, I've found it quite easy just to start popping up onto both feet, get yourself into that deep squat, and then just stand up. What works for me is just that, hands flat, stand up, plant your paddle, and look ahead. Look into the distance, don't look at what's going on around about your feet, because you'll start getting all shaky Stevens, losing your balance, and you'll end up in the water the first time. So plant the paddle, yep, get your stability, look ahead into the distance, and then all you're going to do, grab your T-handle, and then it's straight arm all the way to the back. Obviously, I've not got a lot of depth here with it just sitting on top of our board. Yep, but it's going to be 3 on each side, and that's going to get you moving. And again, we'll go on a demonstration when we get out onto the water. So guys, we're out for the first time, we're on our knees. Nice and easy, just get used to the movement of the board, handlebar grip. Backwards paddles, frontwards paddles. Just get used to getting confident on the board. Yep, moving forwards, moving backwards, side to side. And just get comfortable. Obviously back to front as well. And then it's shoulders, using the triceps, drive it forward when you're on your knees. Again, when you're turning, big wide sweeps. The further you go out with the paddle, the sharper you'll turn. So you can make it a nice turning circle. Yep. And again, back to front, what turn sharply. That'll turn me on the spot. Nice and easy. Again, handlebar grip, driving forward, side to side. Yep. You can pretty much stay stationary on the board as we're doing this. So just get confident in the water, get used to just sitting on your knees, paddle, handlebar grip, just get used to manoeuvring the board around. Nice and easy. Obviously there's a bit of current, you're going to have to adjust it yourself. I'm fine against the wind today. Yep, you see how easy it is just to turn yourself quite sharply, doing nice wide sweeps, either front to back, back to front. Yep, you can turn yourself quite sharp. So it's just about getting confidence in the water, getting confident with the board, getting used to what the board can do, and then obviously getting hands on with your paddle as well. Once you've mastered that and you're feeling confident enough and you want to go for the first time standing up, yeah, get a wee bit of momentum in the board. Yeah, and like I said yesterday, you want to be looking ahead, stand up, plant your paddle, get that focus, get your balance, and then keep the board moving. It's all about the momentum and that initial time standing up, so keep some momentum with it. Stand up for the first time and just let the board do the work. So like I said, you would want to have your paddle already adjusted if it's your first time starting out. I'm going to stand up, adjust mine. Remember, it's 1 arm's length, so we'll get a wee bit of movement now and then we'll stand up. Yep, plant your paddle, look ahead, happy days, extend it all the arm's length, and then we just start driving forward. Nice and easy. Again, if we want to stop, drive the paddle into the rear, then we can turn, again pretty sharp. And just get that balance on the board. You'll get more confident as the time goes on. 2 each side, keep the board going as straight as possible if you can. Again, if there's a current, you're going to need to adjust that. It might be 2 on one side, 1 on the other. There's a bit of a current today, so I'm fighting against this. Yeah, and just get confident. First couple of times, you're going to find it quite difficult on your feet. You're going to be digging your feet in, you're going to be trying to find your balance. And that'll just... And once you're done, and you're coming back into the edge, you always drop back down on your knees as well. Easy enough, plant your paddle. Get yourself down. Easy as that. Pop yourself up and off the board, get up and down off the board, get used to it. Normally if you go out for an instructor for a first lesson, you're going to be out for a good hour anyway, and you'll have time to get used to it. I was out for my first hour when I first started on it, and it took me a good hour to get used to my balance, and after time, it just becomes an experience, you get used to it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Board itself. Look forward to part 2 is all about getting into the water, getting the entry, and getting used to the board itself. Look forward to the third episode, which is going to be water entry, water rescue, and getting ourselves back onto the board. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again. Cheers.